You ever have family members show up to the house unannounced?
Nope. I know better.
Nope.
What you do when that happens?
Certain people you can't tell, like, come over anytime or hit me anytime. You can't. You got to kind of weigh that out. I keep asking you about your people, Sway, like what number friend are they from 1 to 10? And you keep
10 being the highest?
10 being the highest,
Okay.
and you average everybody out at like an 8, 9. And those kind of people you tell stop by anytime. You can't do that.
Well, yeah, I saw Capone last week.
Oh.
And he was just sitting in the lobby just looking at me. I could see in his mind. He didn't say it, but the way he was looking at me, it was like, nigga. And I said, Capone, man, what are you doing here? Why you not coming to see us? Mm-hmm. Man, come up anytime. He said, I didn't know. I said, man, come up anytime. And you know what Capone did? He came up anytime.
Wow.
Capone and Mark Viera is here. He brought Mark in on that.
Yes. He said, meet me over at Sway. He said it was okay. He said, I'm going to make sure it's okay. Don't worry about it. Get your ass where we need you. That's what he said. So here I am, too.
No, it's good to see you. I knew you needed Mark to get the taxi, huh?
No, Mark, it's funny because they wouldn't give him a release.
They was like, is that your manager?
I said, no, he's going on. To do what?
Give him a fucking release. He didn't look funny to him?
No.
You know?
Do you get that a lot, Mark?
Yeah, I do. I do. Even at comedy clubs, if it's a new club,
yeah,
they'll just kind of, everybody, especially like the people that work there and stuff, they'll just be waiting for me to get on stage. Like, we don't know about you.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool because then when I get on stage, then it's easy after that because they're like, "Oh, you're supposed to be here," and I'm like, "Yeah." That's...
You always the underdog though. It seemed like when you run with your crews, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's that like, man? Being a odd man out because
it's,
you're not black.
It's perfect.
They don't know. They don't even know if he's Puerto Rican. Sometimes
they don't even know that.
Nah.
They just think he's white.
Yeah. What is he doing with them? So it must be the management.
Or the chauffeur.
Yeah, one of those.
Hey man, so y'all at Levity Live Friday, 7:30, 9:45 p.m. And look, that's one of the best venues too. It's just if you're in Manhattan, it's what is it, about 40 minutes?
Yeah, 40 minutes
drive.
right at the
40 minutes,
Palisades Mall, Rockland County, West Nyack.
This Saturday they're gonna be 7 and 9:30 p.m. Sunday at 7 p.m. You could check them out, Capone and Mark Viera. Hey, man, I wanted to ask you this, man. I'm glad I got y'all here. No. It ain't. But I was watching. Heather kept telling me you have to watch the comedians in cars getting coffee.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld's show. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes.
Seen it with Eddie Murphy.
With Eddie Murphy.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Good. That's the one I want to ask you about.
Okay. Let's do it.
They got into this conversation, a couple of conversations. By the way, I enjoy this dialogue because it's two of the greatest. Yeah. And they're giving up game. They're having this insider conversation about comedy life that none of us would know, but you guys might know.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about Eddie Murphy's relationship with Richard Pryor.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie Murphy said, well, me and Richard's, I'm paraphrasing, relationship was kind of strange because I grew up looking up to him, idolizing him. And then when I start coming up, there was this thing in the business where there's only enough room for one black guy.
Right.
Yep.
And so I would pull up to see, and I start coming up, and I start pulling up to see Richard Pryor perform, and Richard would pull up to the same venue and say, well, who's in there? And they would say Eddie Murphy, so-and-so, so-and-so, and he would pull off.
Mm-hmm.
What is that about, Capone?
Well, the powers that be definitely made it seem like it could only be one black superstar.
Okay.
And Eddie was coming up hard and heavy. Mm-hmm. Even Saturday Night Live changed their policies after him, that you had to sign with them and all that, because Eddie just blew out the water and became a superstar. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, it's the same thing going on right now, how everybody's looking at Kevin Hart or Cat Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of us funny guys out here, but in superstardom, they seem to really focus on one guy.
On one guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's been going on for a while.
And so, but I that part I get, but the inner communal rivalry type thing I didn't get.
Well, people create that type of atmosphere. It's the same thing I did an interview about Steve Harvey. I was Steve Harvey's opening act at the Apollo. I was the crowd warmer. And when he changed, I changed. And you know how when I dress, and I didn't know he had a problem with it until it came out. Like, I started becoming so famous as his crowd warmer in Harlem that people started making me clothes. I mean, I always looked up to Steve and his attire, you know, from the crocodiles and all of that. And I never wanted to bite his style. I had my own style, but I really looked up to him. Somebody made me a leather jumper. And that time, that was hot with Jodeci out and all that. And when he stepped on stage, I mean, he was looking fly. And he told the crowd, he said, man, y'all like the way I look? And they started going crazy. He said, yeah, this ain't that leather bullshit. So it was a stab at me right away.
Wow. Wow. But in hindsight, it was some leather bullshit. I mean, let's not deviate from that. You feel me? Like,
Oh my gosh.
come on now.
Wow.
Come on now. Just imagine Capone in the leather jump. Can we
That
just
shit
do
was
that?
fly back in the day, though. Mark. That shit was fly back in the
No,
day.
he's
Oh,
just,
man.
Mark is just wearing blazers now.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
That nigga don't have one suit.
So Steve Harvey placed this proximity mine on you, ready to explode. Y'all got to see each other backstage,
Right, but
so what happened?
He wouldn't even let, that was his thing. He didn't. I like I said, man, I looked up to the dude.
Yeah.
And till this day, even with all the shit that's going on with him, I still have love for him. And it's crazy how all of this shit takes place within a person's mind. Like, I wasn't trying to come at him. And the craziest thing is, later on, we were on tour. We were on the Apollo tour, and we were in Dallas. And they asked Steve to just open up the show because he had the radio show, and I was contracted to host the tour. So he was like, just give him his money and let him go. And I wasn't, no, that's not happening. So when it came to us talking in the dressing room, the first thing he said, oh, I remember you the guy that, changes the suit. So I knew that bothered him right away. Yeah. And years later, I guess it still bothered him because when the Apollo had the reunion for the opening act for Channel 5, you don't realize how much people put dirt on your name. Every comedian got called. I am the host of the Apollo till this day.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a call to do the opening, not the opening act, but to perform on I'm talking about every single comedian got called. Cats that ain't even
doing it no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So even the management asked me, yo, you and Steve got a problem? And, I didn't think nothing of it, but I guess it still exists.
Wow. Shit.
And how long ago was that?
Man, I've been doing this now 20-something years, 25 years. So we had to be talking at least 18.
18 years.
Yeah.
So when you heard Eddie Murphy saying this about Richard Pryor, you was like,
that's nothing new.
No.
That's nothing new
Nah.
in this business. Nah. Especially, and this is the only thing I know, Sway, is people of color, we know, because I'm in Hollywood quite a bit, and there's always an issue with the Latino. Like they'll always say, "You're Latino," and I'm Latino, and then, there's no one in the space right now. There's no other stars in comedy when it comes to the Latin scene. There's George Lopez and there's Fluffy,
Right.
And Fluffy, yeah.
and that's it. They, and I'm like, there are more. There are more funny Latinos out there. You guys just got to accept that. You accept, once you accept that, then we will, then we can show who we are. But every time we go somewhere, no, you're not black, you're not this, we're just always wrong for the job. You know what I mean? So before we can even get in the door, we're wrong for the job. So, you either George Lopez Latin or
Fluffy.
Yeah, it's just like a weird. I'm like, that's not true. The Caribbean Latino is not recognized.
Oh,
Only
Afro-Latino.
Yeah, the Afro is not recognized in as far as acting is concerned. A lot of people don't even know those people are Zoe Saldana, Dominican. Like, people don't even know. They just see her complexion and go, "Oh, she's such a pretty black girl." I'm like, she's Dominican. That's our Afro Latinos. That's who we are. Like, and it's so and it really is. I'd rather not even acknowledge it. and just put it in that black, you know what I mean? And no, she's black. And it's like, no, because we have to be recognized. Yeah, for real.
For your layers.
Yeah, just but recognize it that she's
so
Latina.
Mark, is it just hustle? Because Wendy made this big announcement that she's coming out doing comedy, and I saw your name on the bill as well with that. So you just hustling and moving around in different venues. It doesn't matter who the other comedians are?
Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I know when I take the stage, I'm proving that I'm funny. I'm not proving that I'm Latino. It's, I have an issue with that I have to come out and say, hey, what's up, Papa? Puerto Rican in the house. Like, it's not necessary. You know what I mean? With a sombrero on the floor dancing around it. That's stupid. Because I also feel like I don't see black comedians coming out,
be careful.
Coming out.
Be careful.
No.
Okay.
No, coming out and saying, what's up? I'm one of these brothers out. They don't have to. You just come out and be who you are. That should be enough.
Yeah.
Thought you was gonna say dancing around ribs or something like that. I was gonna tell you to be careful, Mark.
It depends on the crowd, because if it's an all Latin crowd, I'll come out. Get the say.
Yeah. You see?
Yeah, you do
Because he want to be Dominican too. Like Cap got a Dominican side. He don't want to
Dominican
release.
is black, whether y'all want to know it or not.
Why y'all tripping, Dominican?
Right.
Come on, join us, man.
We know black, we know this, we know that. Yeah, Trump is proving it.
Yeah, he let you know what you are. He let you know what you're not.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, wow. Mark Viera is here. Capone is here. New York Kings of Comedy. Performing at Levity Live this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to open up the phone lines, 888-742-3345. You can ask them anything. They're knowledgeable on anything. Religion, politics, cheese, whatever you into. Ask them, all right? Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Capone is here. Mark Viera is here. We're having some real comedian talk right here, Tracy.
It's deep.
But it's real.
How did Tracy start talking on the mic? And she was used to be like, wasn't you an intern at first?
No.
No, you was something. You wasn't no mic person.
What was that? Damn,
No, she came. No, I remember. Yeah, she came in. Isn't she the one that go the other way sometimes?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry.
She right there.
He remembers that shit.
You want a one-on-one on me? Come on,
Go
what's
give
good?
an interview with
This is our time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna respect that. I ain't gonna do you like Steve Harvey did.
Thank you.
Oh, he brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the leather jumper joint. I don't even know.
This nigga talking about, I don't want to be seen as Puerto Rican, but look at his hat.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, you got the Puerto Rican flag on your hat.
I got the Puerto Rican flag on my hat.
Yeah,
that's
they're
right.
Bronx. They don't even say Bronx. They're Bronx.
We don't say the X. You get it right. Bronx. De Bronx, baby.
The Bronx?
De Bronx, baby.
Yeah.
The Bronx?
De Bronx.
Say it, oh.
Oh, say it.
That's right.
He's Puerto Rican. The Bronx.
That's right.
He's black. You think he's Puerto Rican? He's black.
Hey, so look at him. Right?
You see?
So the Puerto Rican Dominican thing, is that still, people gave up on that, right?
Yeah, we gave up on that.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't?
Nah, they still fight.
Y'all still fighting?
In Capone's building, yes.
they
My
still-
building, no.
They still fight.
Yeah.
Don't ask one of them. You Puerto Rican? Don't do that, Papa. Please, don't do me
Don't
like
say that about me.
I don't go there.
No, you know why? You know why that has mended quite a bit? Because
Socks.
Dominican
Socks.
He's such an asshole. Dominicans have been making their way over to Puerto Rico so that they can get into the U.S. They become a resident of Puerto Rico. They get an ID and all that other stuff, and then they're able to come into the United States legally. You know what I mean? So
Yo, you giving up way too much game in this,
true.
in
Nah,
this
I'm
ice
telling
age.
you,
We're in the ice ages again,
so how
bro.
how can there be a rift
Right.
when where there's a help almost
ally
for,
in a
it's a kind of ally, absolutely.
You're going to have ice agents just blocking the entry right now from DR to
Yeah, you see what I mean? You cover one border, we just gonna come in another one. Go ahead.
Damn, man.
Go ahead. Build that wall.
Build that wall.
I can't wait. I'm gonna have ropes on one side. I'm gonna be like, Papa, come on.
Just gonna build steps.
That's
Home Depot gonna be fresh out of them ladders. I'll tell you that much.
Did you guys watch the Democratic debate last night? Are you
I
thinking
watched.
about
I
which
was working
candidate?
last night, but I was watching.
He's into that shit.
I'm into it.
Believe none of the lies.
Yeah.
You don't believe all politicians are
They done
liars.
clearly showed that this man cheated with Russia to win, and nobody's saying nothing. Racism is at an all-time high. White people know who to mess with because they only pick certain people to mess with.
Yeah.
Cops. Every day you look on the goddamn IG or something, there's a cop just fucking with somebody for no reason. So it's democratic. It's set up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you know.
you don't buy into any of it.
Nah, man. What's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, thank you,
We'll
Capone, for this
survive.
bright outlook on our future. Man. What the hell?
It's the truth.
Look, man, you gotta, staying.
You don't fit the category.
What do you mean?
You wear a hat in the summer.
So
They know you're not threatening. Leave him alone. He has a hat.
all to the summer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Somebody.
I didn't see that coming.
It's the
me
truth.
neither, man. That's the pro right
It's
there.
not. You can't say he fits the description.
Yo, you right.
Yes. I know.
I don't fit the description.
Hey, yo, let me tell you
Got
something.
the
What's
hat
to
on.
talk about you?
Yes.
Real talk all over the world. What is under Sway's hat? They treat you like Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
They said, you've been friends with him for years. Why? Take off his hat. I'll give you $5,000 if you take his hat off. I said, nah, Sway work out. Sway, you can tell that nigga hit hard. You can-
I hate Capone. He's stupid.
I can fight, but I think Sway got some shit with him. The way he talk to people, that nigga knows something, some new karate or something.
You can tell he hit hard.
Yeah, you can.
Capone, I used to pride myself on that too.
Huh?
Even more important than hitting hard is being able to take a hard hit.
Yeah. Yeah, I never felt that.
Well,
See, I know at longevity I'm not good, but I'm gonna knock the shit out of you quick.
quick.
Yeah, get you out of there.
Damn, do you remember your first fight?
No, I remember the first couple. See, it was never one fight with me. It was
Okay.
always, I was so goddamn bad that people always tried to jump me because I had a smart mouth. And my mother sent me to karate school at a young age, so I just knew I was the shit. I wanted to test it out on motherfuckers. Bruce Lee was my hero. Everything that nigga did, I thought I could do.
Do you ever knock somebody out?
All the time.
All the time.
That was my
Even
thing.
now?
That was my thing.
Even now?
I mean, nah.
One hitter quitters?
I used to really be nice, and until my son showed me that my punch wasn't that strong. He got loud and jumped in my face, and I hit him, and my hand hurt. So when your hand hurt and you know you can't hit him again, that's when you you raise your voice. Don't make me do that shit again. I didn't want to do it. My shit was killing me, though. If he wanted to swing on me, I couldn't even fight him. I ain't even gonna lie.
Where'd you hit him at, though? In the
Like
chest?
in the jaw. First, I punched him in the because he was talking shit.
The jaw.
Oh yeah, I'm talking shit to me and his mother. I'm tired of this bullshit just because I'm old. And he was like 17 then. Yeah, I'm grown. Ain't nobody fucking gonna tell me what to do. I said, raise your voice again. I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face. Well, do what you gotta do. And I hit him. And the nigga, he didn't drop. And so when he didn't drop, I was like, see, I didn't want to do that. And I'm grabbing my hand. I didn't want to do that. And you don't make me do it again, please. That's what I
Because
really
I can't do it again.
You was bagging it in swing
Yeah,
back.
please don't do this.
That's when you know. This was stinging.
He had the
buckled
peas.
down,
He had the
dude.
peas on his head.
He buckled down. I was so happy. I said, man, come on, just hug, man. I hugged him. I was rubbing the shit out of his hand in the back.
He was thanking God he didn't come back
Yeah.
for more.
Oh,
Thank
he
you,
hit
Jesus.
me.
He was good with that right.
Yeah, because the left ain't that great.
The left ain't that great.
Hell no.
Yeah, man. It's time to stop. It's time to stop fighting, man.
I don't like to fight.
Yeah, man.
But, I try to calm it down.
Yeah.
I talk good, though. I got a loud voice.
Your
Yeah.
voice, man.
Yeah.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really want to fuck with police, because I know they're going to do me in. Cause,
Your voice.
oh, yeah. One young cop came up to me, license registration, and I was like, what did I do? I asked the questions here. And I just lost it. Like, who the fuck you think you talking to, man? You know how old I am? And he kind of calmed down, but I knew my voice was intimidating. I was like, there's a way to ask people.
Knowing damn well you didn't want to get locked up.
Exactly.
Knowing damn well you was like, please.
Shit.
But that'd be the problem, because it'd be like a young
Yeah.
cop talking to you.
20 years old. You my son age, bitch.
Like, give me some respect. I didn't know I broke the law. Did I break the law?
Yeah, shut up! Don't ask me the question. Shut up.
Hell.
Yeah,
He said, "Shut up,
nigga." Come on, dude.
Wow.
And I don't even like saying nigga, but that's how I felt when he said.
He went and got that.
Shut up! I asked the question. Oh, yeah, that just bring a whole nother person. Whoa, wait a minute.
Nobody likes being talked down to.
Nah.
And it's always how you say something that's super important. And as you get older, you just refuse to take that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know,
young.
yeah. And that's my issue with politics now. Mm-hmm. You know, dignity is something that has no value anymore. You know what I mean? You
big word.
Just
value.
it just has no value, man. Dignity.
Oh, that's the word. Yeah.
Come on, man. Dignity.
Yeah. Dignity.
Right.
What
Treat people with dignity.
It's integrity.
No, just you shut up. It's Capone is a jerk. Right? When you watch stuff that's going on,
when he tells the story.
It's true.
Because when they talk to me, I have to feel the aura.
No, it starts at home. You want your kids to speak with you. Yeah, but you want
police officer.
Yeah.
And he talks shit to everybody.
Kid, man. Nah, it wasn't even. See, but that's the thing. How can you stand by? How you gonna stand by and watch people?
He used to be fucking huge.
You know, treat people with that.
That's how I
without dignity and be okay with it. That's the problem. I think that's
now
law enforcement, everybody.
I remember you as a cop talking, get the fuck over there.
But that's why I didn't want that job. Yeah. You know, that's just a job. And when the job gets inside of you and takes the things that you believe away from you, then that's not the job for you.
So they trained you to talk like that?
No. You just you become desensitized to humanity because you have a particular job to do. You have a task to do. Taking people's freedom away is a tough job. Mm-hmm. It's just a tough job. People don't, it's okay to watch cops from the outside and be judgmental because you don't have that job every day to deal with the everyday shit that goes on.
The ignorant shit.
The ignorant shit all day. Like when you're on your 7th call of the day of a dude, of domestic violence, that shit takes it out of you. Yeah. It takes it emotionally, it takes it out of you. Then you spend the rest of the day dealing with emotionally disturbed. People used to say that shit all the time. Claim you crazy.
Yeah.
They put you take you to Bellevue and drop your ass off, and then cop ain't got nothing else to do. But crazy people it's difficult to deal with people who are clinically,
that happens a lot.
Not well, and that's a high percentage in New York City. High percentage.
Yeah, I was at a precinct by my house, and I was trying to get a permit to do a block party, right?
Yeah,
and I knew one of the guys because he used to work for Viacom. He did security. Now he's running that precinct by my house. Just coincidentally, and we see each other. We hug. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm running this shit." Okay,
This me right here.
You need a permit, And while I'm there trying to get the permit for the block party, man, I just saw this guy come in, and he started talking. He started taking this one police officer. It was a woman too. Her time and attention. Speaking to her about something that was non-existent that was happening on the block. So he was obviously mentally
disturbed in some way.
Some ways. And I watched this woman try to navigate through the conversation and entertain it. Not even entertain it, accommodate it for a good 25 minutes of him just running off this rhetoric.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I had a different appreciation for what a police officer has to do on a day-to-day basis.
It's not crime all. It's not crime all. It's not crime.
Not always violent shit.
It's not crime all day.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It ain't house robbery. That shit happens every now and again. There's obviously violence and shit like that going on, but 90% of the day is dealing with somebody who's fucked up mentally, suicide, so forth, and then they self-medicate, and that just makes it worse. Then you're trying to, subdue somebody who's self-medicated, out of their mind, whatever, and that shit is hard. It's hard, man. Those are my best fights.
How I get back
in my life, people like your best fight. I'm like, man, try holding somebody down who don't want to be held down.
I was dating a captain.
Okay.
And that's how I took my anger out.
On the counter?
On what she did, on what the police do. I took it out on her.
Come on.
I'm serious. Oh, man, that was wild. That was some wow.
Billy
shit.
clubs.
I would pull her gun out on her. Freeze, bitch.
You see? Give it up, man. Give it up for Capone. Give it up for Capone. Give it up for Mark Viera.
You see this dude?
Yo, they performing Friday night, 7:30 and 9:40 p.m. Saturday at 7 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. and Sunday at 7 p.m. at Levity Live in West Nyack. Make sure you join them. Give out your social. How can they reach you if they want to talk?
I got a new YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I know I'm late, but I heard this dude getting a $120,000 check. And a lot of my goddamn content is on his page. So I decided to make my own page. YouTube Comedian Capone. I want some of my money back.
Comedian Capone. Okay.
No
Yeah. But that's what they do.
My goddamn money back.
They
Yeah.
aggregate your content, put it on their platform, get those views.
And then when I
streams.
go to try to download my shit, they infringe me with the, what's that thing? The copyright shit.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
So YouTube Comedian Capone and
yeah, get the money. Don't need the rest of the shit. Don't
Yeah,
need
exactly.
He don't
All
even want to deal with the other stuff no more.
What about you, Mark?
He's obsessed. Mark Viera Comedy on everything. Also my YouTube, but just markviera.com, that website, man.
You got a
You
YouTube?
got everything, yeah.
you
put-
don't say that.
He didn't even tell you, huh? You put Capone on your YouTube page?
Hell yeah. I got a $120,000 check off him.
Damn, good, man. Because everybody getting it. Fellas, man, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come by anytime.
Now you see, he said that with a little holdback. Come back anytime.
What we doing tomorrow?
Anytime you text me. Anytime you text me first.
Yeah, I text you like 300 times, man.
You got the right number for
I got 4 numbers from
Got
them.
the wrong number.
And you can't even call them on Instagram, but that's all right.
I thought I gave you the new number.
No, you didn't. You supposed to text me, and that's how I knew it was some bullshit. I'm going to text you, and then he left.
He
He told Capone,
I did
beat
do
me
that.
like it's 1989. Yo,
Well, I'm-
Capone, beat me.
Yeah.
Hit me on the pager.
But the good thing, we here.
Yeah.
That's all I got
What was
to
the
say.
name of the one that used to have the little screen? What was the name of that?
Skyway.
the-
Two-way.
Two-way pager.
The sidekick.
The sidekick.
Sidekick, yeah. Sway was like, yo, Capone, hit me on the sidekick.
I told him to chirp me.
What
Chirp me
year
when you
is
get
this?
downstairs.
Chirp me.
When you get downstairs.
Chirp me.
Chirp
No,
me.
you know what the funniest shit? I got to go after this, but Wonder. I was like, Sway told me to come up. He said, man, Sway meet so many people. Like, Wonder. I was like, motherfucker, I worked with y'all for 5 years. What you talking about? You know, Sway sees everybody. That is your ride or die right there. Yeah, he didn't even want you to take the blame. I was like, man, fuck that. I just saw Sway. Sway told me to come up here, and that's why I'm here. But yeah, man, come on, you know, he everybody. He see everybody.
He talked to so many people.
And he said, how many Capones do you know?
Damn.
That's my ride or die right there, boy. They all shoot. Everybody in this room a shooter.
Thank
All
you.
right. Hey, give us the number there. Okay, cool. Okay, so Monica is here.
Yes.
Monica got a new song called Commitment, and she got a new album called Chapter 38 that's coming out. You know Monica. What's your favorite Monica song, Heather B? Before you
Walk Out of My Life is
Before you
dope.
walk out of my life, let's play that. Let's play that. And she's
Monica's dope.
Monica's
Hell yeah.
ill.
She's so
I like the one she had with the video where she was sitting on the side with the beige suit and them sandals.
You want to
Before
tell her
You
about
Walk
that?
Out of My Life.
Huh?
You want to tell her?
What's the name of that song?
Yeah, I like
Capone?
those. I don't know the song, but the sandals was like size 12.
Let's ask
Before
her.
You Walk Out of My
Let's
Life.
go play the song. We got Monica up next. You want to talk with her?
Yeah.
This is it right here.
888-742-3345.